Hello guys, today we're doing something really cool. We're back in the state of Maryland today, and I am at the Milkhouse Brewery at Stillpoint Farm in the middle of Frederick County, Maryland. And today I'm going to join a whole bunch of homebrewers with a neat little experiment. I'm calling it Wort Wars. We're all going to take the same wort and see what we can do with it. So stay tuned for a particularly interesting episode of the Beer Atlantic. The Milkhouse Brewery at Stillpoint Farm, one of the constellation of farm breweries smack in the middle of Frederick County, Maryland. So here's what's happening today. Tom Barsh, the owner of Milkhouse Brewery, has agreed to mash a couple barrels of straight two-row barley. That basically means he's giving us the raw extract that all of us need to do to make whatever we want to make out of it. But we got to get creative, because if everyone just takes that base two-row mash, it's just going to be a fizzy yellow beer. So the trick is, all of us are going to add some adjuncts, some grains, different yeasts, different hops, whole different approaches. It's an exercise on how to build beer recipes, and I'm really excited I got invited to do it. Each of us received about 6 gallons from his system, a simple two-row mash to around 12 Plato.
Hope everybody's got their valves closed.
That's a good idea. And outside we go to our field of burners to practice our alchemy. This saves a lot of time for us homebrewers. Without having to worry about mash, sparge, or lauter, we get to decide what style we want to end up with and how to adjust the wort to make that happen. So what style are you making?
I'm going to do a session IPA.
Session IPA. It's a low alcohol IPA?
It is going to be a low alcohol. I'm going to end up splitting it in secondary fermentation and adding some fruit to one of the batches.
Oh, okay. What kind of hops have you added?
I got some Citra, Apollo, and some lemon drop. It's going to be primarily lemon drop.
I'm going to make a best bitter.
An English style?
Yes.
Now what are you going to do to bring out that English quality?
I got a little bit of English crystal malt. You add a little bit of Belgian biscuit, a little bit of Belgian arrow. Trying to get that biscuity flavor that you would normally get from Maris Otter that you don't necessarily get with with Canadian two-row. So I'm going to take that, and then I'm going to add a little bit of Y yeast 1013 London Ale yeast. I'm going to try to do a real wort starter for the first time and see how that goes.
All right. Hey, what kind of style are you making?
Making a Galaxy IPA.
Ah, okay.
Galaxy hopped IPA. Be a summer, nice
All right.
summer beer. Nothing over the top. Not even that. Not even all that hot. People that brew up that really go nuts for IPAs, it's just for them it's a pale ale.
Okay.
For me, it's an IPA.
We're going to be making a smash.
Smash.
It'll be just a plain two-row and then 2 additions of cluster.
Cluster, okay.
And that's it.
Any steeping grains you're adding there?
None.
Nothing, does it?
No, this is going to be straight smash.
All right, that's a single malt, single hop.
You got it.
So what about me? What the hell am I making? I'm going to try to make a fake-out saison. So what I did was I took some yeast from that double that I shot a couple weeks ago, brought some left over, and I'm going to let that tear through this wort like a son of a gun. To try to fake out the saison flavor, since I'm not using an actual saison yeast, I brought some spices with me. Some orange peel, some ginger root, and some grains of paradise to try to get those yeast characters I'm not going to get from my Belgian yeast. And to dry it out, because I want a saison to be nice and dry, I'm going to add some Belgian candy sugar. It brings up the fermentability, brings down the body. Hopefully we'll get something that passes for a saison. While the brew day carries on outside, I managed to sneak into the tasting room and grab a word with Tom and thank him properly. So Tom, you invited a whole bunch of us hopeless homebrewers to your farm brewery to get creative with your work. First of all, I want to thank you for inviting us.
Well, you're certainly welcome, JP.
The second thing I want to do is ask you why. Why would you do this to yourself?
Well, JP, I think, although I probably owe my dues, I'm still a member of Foam. I've been brewing beer myself, home brewing, since March 9th, 1972. And so I love home brewing. I still have my own homebrew set that we use for pilot beers here at the brewery. And so I have a lot of friends in foam who come here as customers, and Mike Kozar asked me last year if we could do this, and I said, sure, what the heck. So he asked me again to do it this year, and I said yes again. So here we are.
All right, well, tell me a little bit about Milkhouse Brewery. How has last year treated you?
All right.
We are growing quite a bit. This year we've expanded quite a bit, and we're in an expansion mode right now, in fact. But I don't know how much you've seen around here. Our tasting room is fairly small. We have a pavilion and a patio. I like the intimate atmosphere that we have here. So our expansion is in terms of wholesaling. So we're expanding our wholesale business. Plus we've been getting busier every weekend. So we're growing. And we're brewing some interesting beers as well. So we started this new Reserve series, which is doing very well for us, which focuses on local ingredients. How can we support local agriculture in brewing?
That's the point of the farm brewery, isn't it? That's the whole reason why State of Maryland is invested in farm breweries. So what do you grow on this property that you put into your beer?
Exactly. We have our own apiary, so we use honey in some of our beers. Our little farmhouse, we grow herbs like the little farmhouse has a little touch of chamomile. I'm not sure if you remember the last time you tasted it. It has just a little touch of chamomile in it, as well as our honey. We use local wheat in that as well. Sort of a secret, but our English style bitter has a little touch of honey in it as well from the farm. So we use as much local ingredients, and not just from the farm here, but also from other local farms. That if we can get local stuff that sounds like it'll be cool to put in the beer, we'll use it.
So I've talked to several breweries in the last 2 months who just started up, and I think I've given it a hint that it appears easier than perhaps it actually is. No one wants to talk about the obstacles, but would you say that there's perhaps a little too much optimism with a lot of people entering the industry to get started, and perhaps they're not prepared for what lies ahead?
Don't overspend, don't overspend, don't overspend. It is so easy to spend too much money on a brewery and you will not make any money. And it's hard work. I've been brewing for 43 years or something as a home brewer. And when I decided to go commercial, first thing I did was hire a commercial brewer as a consultant. I said, can you help me scale up my recipes and make this work on a larger scale? Because it's not easy. And you have tanks, you have to deal with the county and the state and the federal government and construction and licensing and electrical permits and gas permits, and it's not easy.
Right.
But it's worth it, to me anyway.
Well, you clearly have not lost the homebrew spirit as you're supporting us out here. I want to thank you again for that.
Well, thank you, JP. We were very happy to have you here.
So here's the good news. I had a fantastic brew day today. I hit my numbers, hit my volume, hit my gravity. I got a feeling this is going to be a winner. We'll see. We will revisit in a couple months whenever all of these are poured at the club meeting. Well, thank you for joining me this week on the Beer Atlantic, and be sure to join us next time whenever we hit another Maryland brewery. Cheers.
Is that it? Any more questions?
I don't know, how big is God?
Right, oh, yeah, well, I can't answer that question.
Is it interesting after all? I hope it's interesting.